Please welcome, with her speech entitled, "Would You Marry a Stranger?" It's Raj, everybody!
To some of my friends, arranged marriages are an endless source of fascination. And if I ever make the mistake of telling them or sharing with them that my marriage was arranged, gosh, conversations tend to take a rather onerous turn with a sea of never-ending questions about the nitty-gritty details of such an ancient custom. Arranged marriages have been a long-standing tradition passed down for many generations within the Asian cultures. And arranging a marriage was the most important part, a role that the parents used to undertake and certain family members. "20 years ago, my marriage was arranged, and the process of arranging my marriage was a very simple process. I had the opportunity to see my husband once, and I also had a chance to speak to him for about an hour. And after that, a decision had to be made on whether I would marry him or not. I guess it sounds very strange to some of you or most of you out there, but for me, well, I was brought up in a traditional Sikh family, and this was quite the norm for myself. My cousins had gone through it, and so it was the only way I was meant to find a husband. Marrying for love, well, God forbid, that was just unthinkable. In the past, way before I got married, the process of arranging marriages for my parents was even crazier than myself. Well, at least I had a chance to see my husband and speak to him. My parents, well, they met on their wedding day. Both sets of my parents' families decided that they were compatible and they would get married. My poor parents, well, they had no say whatsoever. Well, things have changed quite considerably since I got married, and definitely since my parents got married. In today's society, children have a lot more choice, they have a lot more say, and they can marry whoever they wish. There's no real pressure from either sets of parents in order to make a decision on their behalf. Ultimately, children nowadays want to marry somebody that they love and want to be with. But for me, it was totally different. Arranging a marriage in today's society is seen more of an introduction rather than an arrangement. Families do get involved, but the couple can make a decision as much as they so wish. In the future, I believe that arranged marriages, the traditional way of arranging marriages through family, through friends, is definitely going to be a thing of the past. Children, they don't want interference from parents. They definitely don't want interference from the auntie down the road. They want to ultimately find somebody that they wish to be with. So would you marry a stranger? Well, I did. And I married one 20 years ago, and we're happily married, and we have 5 beautiful children. I believe that arranged marriages is all about finding the potential to love somebody. Yes, love is very important for some, but for me, it was more than just that. I had to have a connection, we had to become friends, and I had to see myself spending the rest of my life with this individual. And love, well, I knew that love would come as years would go by. So let me leave you with this. Ultimately, the end goal is to find the love of your life. But how you find them, well, is it really that important? You may find them at a bus stop tomorrow, at a party next week, or even through an arranged marriage like I did. But my point is, whichever avenue you use, you will eventually find them.